and gentlemen, I present to you America's top foundational health coach, Dr. Joe D.
Hey there, I'm Dr. Jody Bear, and it is absolutely a delight to bring this a very special edition of Life's Milkshake Moments. As we know, every single Thursday we bring a pillar of foundational health, but today is about the launch tomorrow of our new book, our compilated book with Ignite Publishing, Ignite Your Faith. As I said, I'm Dr. Jody Bear, known as America's top foundational health coach. My 4 decades, I've had the privilege and honor of bringing over 1 million pounds of toxic fat lost to my 30,000 clients. And recently, in the COVID era, 3,000 have reclaimed, regained, and absolutely rejuvenated their lives, because life is like a milkshake. You choose your ingredients wisely, and when you do, life will be oh so sweet. And it can be in your foundational health as well. But the good news, if you're out there, and you're going to be hearing about that a little later on in the show, the next pounds, the next health reclaimed can be yours. You see, the success happens, as in one of my quotes from my solo book, which launched 2 weeks ago with Ignite Publications. This is your macro life, and your vision of your macro life is found in your micro daily living habits. And that begins with definitely with the spiritual component. You know, what I'm doing now is that I'm continuing to help people with their pristine clean, but this is what I know. As we heal physically from our poop to our brain, it begins with the spiritual component. My spiritual quote from the 21 Days to Tidbit Wisdom from my Ignite book is this: when you live in the spirit, every other part of your life of excellence will fall into harmony. You will hear the harmony of my 3 distinguished co-authors in our Ignite Your Faith book today. And you know, I can say this little brown-haired, brown-eyed ponytail girl from Montana, who knew that this would be my 5th international publication, international bestseller? Who knew that I would find health as my passion? Why? After I thought I was just on a sabbatical from my opera career, music was my talent, but health became my passion. Why? Because I knew, having this bun in the oven, my unborn son, I wanted to give him the best start of life 43 years ago. Walked into my first Leche League meeting. You know, those happenstances, those are spiritual components, ladies and gentlemen. That spiritual component, when I saw in that dining room table, there were 2 food groups, additives and preservatives. And I said, we're going to put that in this. The president of the Leche League International was saying, just aghast at what I was saying. I should say, and what she said to me, well, then if you're so smart, why don't you do something about it? You see, you will hear these riveting stories, these little snippets of these 3 incredible authors and their incredible life and their life of finding faith. You see that spiritual component when you're called. I was called to become a health coach that day. I didn't know that, but you will be equipped, because 6 months later, I had not only my first, but my second health coaching and nutritional certification. Created the protocols for expectant and nursing mothers for La Leche League International. That protocol and that treatise is still there today. You don't know what will happen, as I said, when you hear that activator with your faith. My quote from this Ignite Your Faith book is, have faith, do faith, live faith. So how do you have faith? How do you do your faith? As you listen to these speakers, and truthfully, you will live your faith. You see, Les Brown my iconic coach, who I'm doing another project with him, so grateful in this next quarter. But he says that we focus in on faith. You see, faith, and I'm saying my first book with Ignite Publishing was Ignite the Hunger in You with Les Brown, who knew that I would then be, I think it's here, just hold on a minute. It's underneath the piles here. I thought I would show some books off today, okay? This was Ignite the Hunger in You, the iconic Les Brown, the stories of hunger. I'd never written a book before. Who knew? Because I was called, I would be equipped. If you say, I've got a story inside of me, check this section out. Go to igniteyou.life. Check out what Ignite does, because your story could save a life, could save a business, could save a soul. And then we came on with Ignite Your Wisdom, which I was honored to be project leader with this book. And I told you another story. You see, when you have a story, what you story and your story that you're waiting on, somebody is waiting for. And this is what that hunger, as Les Brown says, to live your life out of the hunger of your heart. When you feel your heart and your spirit with what you hunger for, your mind will always find a way to achieve the desires of your spirit. That's what you're going to get here today. And before I bring up and introduce my guest, I just have to give one more curtain call for May. Thanks to Ignite Publishing, here we are, my fourth book, 5-time international bestseller, The 21 Days to Your Best You. I'm just celebrating the wins with you. 5-time international best-selling. I have been to Canada. I've been to the US. I live here. Been to UK. Have never been to Australia. Have never been to Brazil, because it's what we create in this laptop lifestyle that we find these new arenas. 14 categories. And the one that I'm most proud of out of the 14 categories, that 7 of them were in the spiritual pillar, because this is my story, my treatise of my 4 decades of coaching, which starts with the spiritual pillar. So what are you waiting for? We're going to be talking about going ahead and getting your book. 1.1 million downloads or books sold in this last week alone. I don't know what the tally is here, but guess what? We're going to take it and level it up to just another time, because that collective 21 days, our next steps are to go ahead and be a part. Just send me a screenshot of your purchase of the book. Send it to drjodybear.com, and I'll be flopping this on the screen in just a minute. And then you're absolutely assured, not at the $497 price that we're going to be doing a 21-day blitz starting on the 28th of July, but you're going to be guaranteed an 80% discount. Can't wait to have you a part of this, because it will be a time to remember the 21 days to your best you. As Dr. Bernie Siegel, now my next best friend this last quarter, thanks to Dan Gilman, another faith author, he said to me in his review, joggers, vegetarians, and meditators all die, but it's how you live that counts. Dr. Jody gives you a simple and attainable way to your roadmap for life. 21 days to your best you, keys to a life of excellence. She is not only takes you and gives you questions, but she gives you the answers. Reading her book is like training for a marathon. By the way, Dr. Bernie Siegel did 25 of them. So he knows about training for a marathon that we call life. You have to be willing to show up for practice too. So read Health Coach Dr. Jody's book and find your way into the winner's circle. Thank you, Dr. Bernie. Thank you for what you've given to my life. Thank you for what we're doing in our next project with Healthopedia. But for right now, we are going to be getting into the meat and the heart of the matter on faith. And we'll be doing this right after this commercial message from not only our wonderful, wonderful publishing, our friends JB and Lady JB and Peter from Ignite, but absolutely our success partners. So we will be watching, because they just got back from their School of Hope in Indonesia. We know with our book, even Ignite Your Faith, we are igniting humanity as well. So take a look, take a feel for the energy, take a listen.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.
Our wonderful Danya Safar, there was something that happened with the audio. So I'll just give you the essence and sense of this, that I just want you to know that our beloved Danya Safar, the graphic artist that was J.B. Owen's first hire on Ignite, she tragically died in hotel fire unexpectedly. She was the genius behind every book that Ignite did. She was behind the graphics of my book, The 21 Days to Your Best You, that we were thankfully, because of ChatGPT and AI, able to recreate, because all of her files, her ingenuity, her amazing talent just left when she left this earth. But she is with us now. I know that every single book that I sell, 50% of the proceeds, until we have the $35,000 raised for our School of Hope, is going to be going to the Danya Safar Memorial. And if you see this and you'd like to make a donation, do anything, be a part, just go to danyasafarmemorial.com, donate whatever you can, and know that there will be Danya looking down upon these graphic artists that are budding from her hometown in Pakistan, where we are building the school. We are 2/3 there for the money of $35,000. With your generous contribution, just give up lunch for the day. And to Starbucks, you got the money. To go ahead and make a minimum $25 donation will give us the $35,000 that we need, with just 1,000 more people. So with that, we are inspired. I am here. I am just so excited to bring up these wonderful guests. This is what I know. Judy WInslow, a fellow Floridian from Sarasota, Florida, a absolute Madison Avenue mogul, business strategist, and she is the founder of TEDx down in Sarasota. So she speaks, she's authored several times, international best-selling author, but she strategizes and she knows positivity, because her late fur person's name was even Wallace, after Wallace D. Waddle. So Nolan, coming from South Africa, thank you for just gracing as professional speaker, intuitive coach, executive coach, and just a man with a mission. His words resonate every time he speaks. You go beyond his accent and feel his heart. And my Kathy Straus, my goodness gracious, Kathy is absolutely, she is a professional photographer. She's a creative genius. And she's just launched her latest coloring book to publishing. And that's what she's adding to her credits. She is absolutely has rocked my world since I've met you during our collective here. And I want to welcome you all to Life's Milkshake Moments. Remember, life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely. And when you do, our life will be oh so sweet. So unmute your mics for right now. I know, Kathy, if you want to unmute, and Nolan, and just say hi before we get going.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for having me and everybody.
Yes. So we're going to start with you, Judy. I mean, you are such a just a beauty to behold. I mean, with your collectedness and your resume, but the humbleness of your resume, you just exude faith. So, by the way, we're going to keep our quotes. We all have personal power quotes. We're going to keep them to the end of the show, okay? So don't give it away yet, okay, guys? So I want you to share, why did you say yes to Ignite Your Faith book, Judy?
Oh, great question. Actually, it's probably more of a surprise to me than any of you because you don't know me. But when my hand raised, I was sort of shocked. I'm the last person you would think would be in a book like this. And I really had to reflect about what the heck are you doing? You know, those times when you're in school, when you're a kid and your hand goes up and then you think, oh my gosh, I should not have raised my hand. That was me.
Yes.
And when I spoke to JB and she was like, I'm so glad to have you. I said, I don't think you're really going to want me because I think this is not a thing. Like, I don't really believe in faith. So it's really my journey of how I discovered something about myself and faith that I had no idea was even
together
in my world. Mm-hmm.
Together. Oh, that's so beautiful because faith is a very personal thing. And what is faith to me is not faith to you. So that's what the 29 authors, when I read in our advanced reader copy, what I just was so inspired that all walks of life, all faiths, all journeys, all different perspectives, yet we've come together, like we said, to ignite humanity with the spiritual pillar. I really believe that. So, I mean, so just let us into just one little snippet on what's your because they got to buy the book. Because then you're going to be supporting the Danya Safar School of Hope. So what is that one little quick message, the little tickler about you?
Well, I want to share a couple of things. And one, you already said that it is real. When I got my advanced reader copy, I was blown away by the power, by the breadth, by the boldness, by the bravery of everyone to share their stories in the manner that they have. And for me, it was sort of this fun exchange that I had with JB, who is the publisher and fabulous Ignite Humanity cheerleader of life. And she was so delicious because I said, I don't know if you're going to want me. I'm kind of a dissenting voice. And she said, and she laughed and she said, oh, you know me, you give me what you got, girl. I can handle it. And sure enough, she just embraced my perspective and gave me this platform to share from this perspective that, I don't know about this stuff. And I really give her credit and kudos because it's just beautiful how all of these perspectives are represented, as you mentioned. And I'm one of them.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And I can truthfully say you can go to Amazon.com. It is not there yet. It will be there. We are taping the show. It'll be airing the day before of the launch. So if you, so just know it'll be there. It'll be you go to books, Ignite Your Faith, and it will be there. So Judy, just let's hang around and let's go across the pond down to South Africa and let's hear from Nolan, shall we? Beautiful lady, beautiful share. And I'm glad you said yes. I'm glad that the hand stayed up and you didn't put it down because your voice is one that must be heard in this book for humanity. I believe that, Judy.
Yeah. And so I just encourage anyone that really does think this is a crock to buy the book because I really believe that you too will be blown away by these stories. They're not what you think they are.
Beautiful, beautiful. And as I just put up on the screen, I just want to let you know that you can be a part of our Ignite Arama. You can go to drjody.com, live dab, upcoming events. We are going to be doing a whole day of just sharing and talking. And we're each going to have our 15 minutes of fame Sunday at noon Eastern time. So that information is right there on drjody.com/live/upcoming events. And boy, talk about our next upcoming event. That is you, Nolan. I mean, I just want to know, how in the world did JB shag you all the way from South Africa? I know there's a story in there.
No, there absolutely is. So thank you, firstly, Dr. Jody, for having us on the show. And, just to answer the question quickly as to, being part of this book, why did I say yes? I got to meet amazing authors like Judy, Kathy, yourself as well. So that was a big one. But JB and I, we connected via another friend. And I must give a shout out to Bobby Layton, my soul sister. That's how the connection started. But, this whole thing about faith is, what I try to express in the chapter is, and a lot of people are struggling with this at the moment. A lot of people are going through a lot of challenges and obstacles in life, and they don't know how to navigate through it. Hence, they get stuck, they go into depression, etc. So the story is all about trying to get it to as many people in the world to let them know that just by belief and faith, they can move ahead with their life and navigate through these challenges and obstacles that they face. So, I was really excited when JB actually asked me to come on, and unlike Judy, my hand went up and it stayed up forever. Nobody was even pulling it down. But it was such a beautiful book, and there's so many things I share in here. Just briefly, one of it was in 2019 when I decided to leave the corporate world because of some inhumane behavior. That was actually the trigger for me to start my faith journey and start getting out from the toxic environment and finding out who this person was, who Nolan was, how could he grow into a better person firstly. So that was a lot of soul searching within. And then how can I take what I've learned now and start living a purpose-driven life and help others, inspire humanity, and just start spreading this message of oneness. Because I always believe no matter who we are, we're across the pond, right? We're in different countries, we're different races, religions, different culture, different sex, but at the end of the day, we're still one. We're still the human race. Yes. So this is what we're trying to express in this book, to let people know, no matter what, understand who each other are, and we will get on like a house on fire.
Oh, that is so beautiful. We are one. Just like you saw that humanity, we are one with all of our different perspectives. As I said, we come together, we are one. And when we are one, the synergy is absolutely amazing. So I do want you to just share a little trailer, little tidbit about your chapter. When our readers buy the book, help us to become an international bestseller. Leave an honest review. We hope it's 5-star, but leave an honest review tomorrow through Saturday and Sunday when you see this us being viewed here. But just go ahead and do that and say, hey, I'm a part of igniting humanity. So what can they expect? A little preview of Nolan, please.
That's a great question. So what people or what readers can get out from there is, a lot of people are struggling to find their purpose, firstly. So I actually share some lived experiences on how I found my purpose, but more can find a purpose, but what then? How do you connect it to the bigger picture or the bigger world? So I share a bit about how I use this to connect into humanity, which is allowing me to live a purpose-driven life. But more so, I actually share with you inspired action steps, right? Because here's the thing. A lot of the things that we go through always starts with this thought that we have. But if you just have the thought and you don't act on it, nothing's going to happen with it. So I teach you how to take that thought, how to get emotionally attached to it, take the inspired action steps, and get the desired results that you really want. And it's all from various lived experiences. But in the chapter, there's one that you will definitely going to love. And, apart from my chapter only, the chapter from all the other authors is just mind-blowing as well. So you better get some popcorn ready, get the book in hand, and spend the whole weekend reading the book.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and when you put 29 together, and then 2 + 9 is 11. And we know that 11 number, if you don't even do with 1, it is a spiritual number. There are spiritual numbers in each and every one of us. That's true. Get the popcorn ready, get the Kleenexes there, and get the laughter and the joy that you will feel. Nolan, thank you so much for sharing just a little snippet from. And by the way, where are you in South Africa? Are you in Johannesburg or somewhere else?
Oh yeah, I'm in Johannesburg, South Africa, so we're only 6 hours apart or 7 hours apart, I think. But we are here
Yes,
live.
and we're here live. That's just beautiful. Thank you, Nolan, for gracing us with your just your wisdom and your intuition. And thank you, Barbie. You know, we don't get through this life without another, and she is definitely my soul sister as well. So, Kathy Straus. Speaking of soul sister, I just got to say we ended up reading our chapters together, and after we laughed and cried and went through a half a box of Kleenex, we were conjoined twins, that's for sure. Kathy, please come to the stage and share your moment of Ignite Faith. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you, Jody. This is such a pleasure. I am so excited that you asked me to be a part of your show today, and I am beyond honored to be one of the authors, along with Nolan and Judy and everybody else that was in the book. It's just, heart-centered for me.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I can only imagine there's a story with you because you just go in for things, but there's a story when you said yes to JB and Lady JB, I should say, for
Right.
our Ignite Your Faith book.
She and I have been following each other on social media for a long time. And we finally, when she put it up that she was looking for authors, I jumped at the chance, not like you, Judy, going hand up and then hand down. I immediately put my hand up. I had known that I needed to do something in the way of writing, and I've had it on my vision board for a long time. But when we talked, we figured out that she had actually published some books and other projects for my creative mentor, and we immediately bonded on that. I had I'm going to say it's a caregiving adventure with my late husband, and I'm actually going to honor him. He has been gone 8 months exactly today, and it was. If it wasn't for him, I would not have found the strength to actually get the story out and know that it's my creativity. It's called creative thinking outside the box, and just learning that deep inside of me, there is a lot of faith. And if I didn't have that creativity, the faith would not be there.
Creativity from the creator.
Yep.
Oh, you just went away. Say that again. I was delayed. Try that again.
If I can remember what I said, if I did not have the creativity, the faith would not be there. Did you catch that?
Yes. And we got the main thing because it cut out again, but creativity comes from the creator. And I just want to honor you, Kathy, for your courage, the third C, because you really could have very easily, after 8 months, still been in your spot, but you decided to do more, be more for humanity. That's why your story is so riveting. So I just wanted to honor you as well for doing that. That's truly, you're an extraordinary human being for sure on planet Earth. But please share, the little snippet trailer. Remember, we're not going to tell you everything because you got to buy the book. Okay, so go ahead and share, please.
So basically, my late husband had a lot of health issues, and it was intense, and I will call it, I learned by the fire hose method how to navigate the health system. And because I am a creative person, I'm an artist. I am not a healthcare provider. And it's my journey of how I learned to navigate the system through these very short, intense period of time, and how it touched me, how my friends touched me, and where communication is absolutely critical in anything that we do.
And it's truly, Kathy, your creativity turns into communication. And that was your faith builder. That's just beautiful. So please hang around. We're going to, after our commercial break, we're going to come back again so you get to hear all of our quotes. Okay. So hang around. We're going to take a quick break with our sponsor, Confidence Tones, because truly, as Kathy said, boy, that let in good. Our creativity in communication, it all starts to regenerate your health. It starts with confidence. Then you can have love. You can have peace, joy, passion, and ecstasy, but it begins with confidence. So take a look, take a listen, take down the website and hear about from our amazing sponsor, Confidence Tones, and we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Welcome to Confidence Tones, where we use a proprietary audio development formula called audio immersion to provide an experience that's designed to help quickly and effortlessly generate positive change in the subconscious mind when used correctly. This experience is achieved using 4 primary building blocks: brainwave modulation, invocation of positive emotions, immersive imagination stimuli, and developmental suggestion. We know of no other source in the world that provides the synergistic combination. With a good pair of headphones, you'll be able to immerse yourself into audio that's designed specifically to help you feel better, do better, and live better.
Isn't that what we're doing with our faith book? So we can feel better, do better, live better, to live our best life. Just like my solo book was called The Life of Excellence. So you can get to your life of excellence. And I just wanted to share a little snippet of my story, which was going to be the first of my books with Ignite. Now that I've got a trilogy, Ignite the Hunger in You, Ignite Wisdom, and my story in Ignite Faith, I have the building blocks for yet just a little novella. It won't be like my almost 300-page book that I just finished writing with Ignite. It will just be some precepts on life, foundational life with Dr. Jody. What I said, my story is called, as I mentioned this before, and it's my quote: live faith, do faith, and have faith. When you have faith, then you do your faith and you can live your faith. My story title is Messengers on the Shoulder. And messenger is the original derivative in English of what the terrestrial beings and celestial beings are called as angels. But I was broadsided by a drunk driver and I spun out of control. Actually, Judy, I was very close to you in Sarasota. I was at Apollo Beach as I was heading 75 south, 3.5 flips in the air, and I was pinned into this car. Never know when you're called on something, when you have your faith, you will be delivered, because 2 wonderful looking messengers on my shoulder pulled me out of a car and pulled me out. And the next thing I knew, when I was looking back, the car was in flames. They saved me. They saved me. And no matter who you speak to, who you know about faith, this faith component, this spiritual pillar will speak to you. It just does. It just does. So I want to bring us all back together if we can. And I hope that I do this right. I think we're going to do this way. There we go. Oh, I'm so happy when my technology expertise works. So Judy, we're going to start with you. We each have a quote. And don't forget, I've kept it back on the screen, DanyaSafar.memorial.com. Danya Safar, a beautiful, beautiful young woman who tragically died too soon, but her legacy will live on in her Memorial School of Hope. So that's going to stay on there, knowing that 50% of my book sales every book that's sold with Ignite, along with other authors, are doing the same. So Judy, share with us what your quote is concerning faith. Love to hear.
My quote is, "We are forged in the fires, then molded with magic."
Ooh, forged in the fire. Oh, and that is just true. And when you are going through the fire, magic happens. It just does. So Nolan, please share your quote with our audience.
So mine is, you must find that place inside yourself where nothing is impossible. So find that place inside yourself where nothing is impossible.
Because it's in all of us, isn't it? That place.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like Les Brown's favorite quote that I use on Mindset Monday. It's possible, because it's possible, I'm possible, and you're possible too.
Absolutely.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Nolan, for sharing. And Miss Kathy.
So mine is, we are the artists of our lives. Our thoughts, words, and actions create a better, more colorful, beautiful world each day.
And it is a beautiful colored world that you create in your coloring books and your creativity. And my goodness gracious, we are coloring this world with hope. We're coloring it with passion. As I always say, hope is really the outpouring of faith. And thank you. And as I said, my quote was just very simple. I already gave it to you. You cannot forget it this time. Live faith. When you're living in your faith, I called in my time. Live faith. Then faith is an action word. Do faith. And you will have all the faith you need to carry and navigate through your life. So I would just want to say, Judy, thank you that even though your hand went down, it stayed up. All right. So we could feel your magic. Nolan, thank you for that purpose-driven life, as you said, to go ahead and allowing us to navigate from continent to continent through our lives, that you so inspirationally doing. Kathy, just know that I know how you jumped in, crayons and all. So glad you did. So with this, I will say, let's just keep the fire rolling. Let's keep the fire rolling in what we are doing, how we are being, how we're becoming in this world. Because, as I said, hope stands for to heal, go down into yourself, that no one can heal the world until you do. To go up an opportunity. The P stands for positivity, or maybe, Nolan, in your case, it's purpose, to be and live the law of attraction, and then go out in empowerment. Because this book, with this magical number of 29, will absolutely heal a life, heal a soul, and it's absolutely the best that I know to be. So thank you, Kathy, so much. Thank you, Judy, for being here. Thank you, Nolan, for sharing your grace across the pond, because it is necessary. It is necessary for you to do what only you can do. No, to go after it in the spiritual tone, as though your life depends on it, as Les Brown says, because at the end, it really does. Get ready next week to have the first of our many our Healthopedia authors. And it will be the spiritual pillar as well, with Dr. Nefertina Serrano, Doctor of Divinity, government specialist, spiritual empowerment woman. I want to say, along with Dr. Bernie Siegel, John Gray, Dr. Gary Sanchez, Dr. James Marinakis, Dr. Carol Magna, Kimberly Meredith, Jane Nolan, Rex Sykes, Dame Doria Cordova, Jason Estes, and Jeremy Hoffman. There will be a compilation of 42 are harmonious number between men and women. And of course, it had to be more than 21. Why not double it? Famous practitioners, health enthusiasts, and those with expertise, and maybe you to join us. We are doing this as an amazing project launching in September. You'll be hearing from our Healthopedia authors here on Traverse TV, on the Healthopedia channel. And just know that any of our present books, I want to just emphasize, our absolute proceeds go to the Danya Safar School of Hope. And as far as I know, I think I found, I'm hoping that I did. We can view the Danya Safar video. Here it is. The Danya Safar embodied beauty, genius, insightful design. Our cover and of Ignite's artistry will find all the details of graphic artistry in her intuitive vision. Her soulful insight is felt through her ingenious design. Danya is reflected in Elton John's Candle in the Wind and John Denver's profound lyrics, It's About Time. We're all in this together. May your artistry live on in all of us and in all of those who experience your visual masterpiece of your cover of this book. It is not the length of your life, but the life of your years. As artists and creatives, we will support guiding these children, and you will too, from afar, in her native hometown in Pakistan. Through the School of Hope, half of all proceeds of our book, The 21 Days to Your Best You, Keys for a Life of Excellence, will go to the Danya Safar School of Hope. Rest in peace, Danya. You've left a legacy. My goodness gracious. To me, that just says it all. What Nolan said about a purpose-driven life. We have a purpose in going ahead and forging our Ignite Your Faith book to international bestseller, because it's forging the purpose as Danya is going to give those messenger wings that she has now to the wings of young graphic artists and creatives in her hometown of Pakistan. Help us do this. Change a life, change a soul. Buy this book for you and share it away. Because whether it's spiritual health or the other 5 pillars, physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial, health is not something you do, but it's what you become along life's journey. Remember, you can always find me at drjodee.com. It's drjodee.com. I will say that it is always just an absolute honor to bring beautiful people together in such a quick collective as we did. And it really happened. It happened because of faith. It happened because of spirit. And so remember that life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely. And when you do, your life, and in this most important sense, your life in this spiritual sense, will be oh, so sweet. So until next week, when we hear from Dr. Nefertina Serrano and also Doctor Talk, our topic with our once a month symposium on Traverse TV with our doctor panel will be longevity. Because you know what I say, at 69, I'm living proof. Energy creates vitality, which transcends to longevity. Check us out. But most importantly, be a part of our book launch tomorrow. Check it out. Check the book out. Download a free copy. Buy the book. It's one that you will want to read, as Nolan said, with popcorn over and over and over again. And having magic, as Judy said, and Kathy, just remember to have a Kleenex as she's honoring her late husband. What an amazing 3 guests, a trifecta. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Nolan. Thank you, Kathy. So until next time, we'll say this is Dr. J saying, have a healthy day.